let's just get right into this. This pissed me off a lot because you got these people bitching about tethers and all this nonsense. And while I know that there's a lot of Caribbeans that work against American blacks, I know there's a lot of Africans that work against American blacks. When you go to Canada, a lot of Africans that work against the Caribbeans. Same thing in the UK. You'll have different tribes that have nothing to do with each other working against blacks, working against their own race. We all know this. This is not news. And it's not as big a deal as you niggas make it out to be. It's annoying on the job. These bitch ass niggas will snitch on you, try to get favor with the Aryans or the Indians or the Filipinos, and all those groups will team up and kick every nigga out of there. Push every nigga out. There'll be like one old nigga left. And they'll let one old nigga retire. It's usually some old Caribbean lady. It's like a CNA or some shit. We already know this. But let's cut the shit. Let's cut the shit. In the aggregate, the problem isn't tethers. It's not black ones. It's the fucking browns and the Aryans. Whether it's the Mexicans, the Indians, Filipinos. It's those motherfuckers teamed up with the Aryan race, working against your ass. In California, the browns go around smacking blacks like it ain't shit. They're all over law enforcement, slapping these niggas on top, whipping them, beating them, jumping out of cars. The Vato gangs will jump out of a car, slap the shit out of nigga. They won't do shit. Run tell that. You want to hear them talking about that shit? You want to know why? Because they'll get their ass slapped if they see that shit. So they're not going to say nothing. They're going to keep their mouth shut because they don't want the smoke. When you look at the reparations situation that was going down in California, which you notice, once it failed, they didn't touch it anymore. You would think that since it was in California, and California sets the stage for what passes across the country, like when Ronald Reagan passed gun control laws, and Ronald Reagan passed no-fault divorce, which white supremacist males don't like talking about, and when I bring that shit up, they get mad. That shit spread across the country, though. That set a precedent for shit all across the country. So you would think, since this shit got further than any other actual reparations package in the United States history, that they would have held a reparations rally in California, that they would have reached out to politicians in California, that they would have worked with politicians in California who had seats in D.C. to get shit popping, instead of doing another Million Man March. And I already broke the Million Man March down. That shit was complete nonsense. And Louis Walcott's a bozo for doing that shit, because it was the same thing. People had an agenda. They expected somebody to do something about it, and they did the complete opposite. And why? Because there's no real representation in the community of darkness. So they can't really be held accountable because they're just loudmouths who jumped out in front of the camera and proclaim themselves the leader. And since they've done that, they can do whatever they want. Now, why am I bringing that shit up? Because of this fucking picture right here, Jack and Dandies. See, white supremacists like to talk about how the hell is it? The tribalists did all this shit for the blacks. The blacks are eating them alive. They're turning on the hand. They're biting the hand that feeds them, and all this bullshit. As soon as you ask white supremacists, how the fuck are the tribalists benefiting blacks? What in the fuck did the tribalists do for blacks? They can't say nothing. All they can say is some shit about how they marched with Michael King Jr. Now, I already broke down Michael King Jr. I guess I'll do it again. Michael King Jr. was a pawn of the government. He was a pawn of JFK specifically. The FBI couldn't stand JFK. I already broke down what he used to do. They had dirt on his ass. They already had dirt on him because he used to bring those twins over and clap them off. Those twins were underage. And they would use that for blackmail, but he didn't give a shit, so they deleted him. And then they deleted Michael King Jr. because he was making trouble for the Italians inadvertently, and so they just needed. It was inadvertently because they needed a distraction. So the Italians said, stay on the blacks to keep off of us and what we're doing. And so that's what the fuck happened. That's what the fuck happened. So they got this fucking puppet ass idiot with this stupid fucking fake dream that they wrote for his ass. And they paraded him out there until they didn't need him anymore. And then they blew his fucking brains out. Him and there's 5 other morons. And they blew this fucking idiot's brains out. He was a fucking idiot. He was a fucking moron. Michael King Jr. was a fucking moron. And Malcolm X exposed his ass repeatedly. When he came back from Mecca, he even said it on TV. He was like, what the hell did he say? He can't call him an Uncle Tom anymore because he's gonna sue him. Because he knew he was a fucking Tom. So yeah, he could shove his dream up his ass. Now, with that said, the reality is the tribalists didn't do shit for blacks. They didn't do shit. What they did was latch themselves on to something that blacks had been fighting for damn near half a century at that point. Since at least the Black Renaissance period. That's how long that had been going on. There was people in the Garvey's movement. There was people on the other side. They were all fighting for stuff like that. The knapsack of benefits to help elevate the race. Something along those lines. And these assholes latched onto that. And they've been fighting for years to get some of that paper into their pockets because they're really just white people. They're really just white people. And that's why I say all these people are on the same team. And here's why. Here's why. See, Aryans always say, hey man, these people aren't white, they're Jews. They're white, they're not white, they're Jews. The reason why they're saying that shit is to make them a fake minority. You make them a fake minority, you get them real benefits. See how that works? So now you bring out the blacks. Blacks do the heavy lifting, get their asses whipped. You latch on, you pat the little puppet nigga on the back. Let him have a little fucking dream, blow his fucking brains out, send him packing. Give his wife a butter biscuit. She'll shut the fuck up. And then it's business as usual on that end. You ignore the blacks with their benign neglect policies. And you can take the resources for yourself. Boom, you win. So now all that has to happen is, you want a business loan, you go get a first-time loan as an Aryan, and boom, you bring a tribalist on, he gets a fucking minority loan. Man, we got a brand new fucking business. We got a brand new fucking business with money that was supposed to go to some blacks. And that's you niggas' fault, because you don't do what the fuck you need to do. Because the thing is, they're talking all this delineation shit, but they've done nothing legislation-wise to make it happen. Like, they didn't put any meat behind that bill that would separate blacks from Africans. They didn't put any meat, any teeth behind the bill. So when it got struck down for them, but not for the other groups that fought for similar things, they were just sitting there with their dicks in their hands, wondering what the fuck's going on. Like, what's the point of delineating if you're not making it illegal on paper? But this whole fucking movement is about having a paper trail to get reparations. What's the point of this shit? What's the point of the FBA movement if you're not really moving the needle? Because talking shit isn't moving the needle. And I know I'm talking shit right now, but I don't got no dog in this fight. I'm just mad that these fucking tribalists got what they got. So it's like, you guys are looking real fucking dumb. Really fucking dumb right now. Because you let these fuckers latch onto your ass and eat off your carcass, eat off your leaders, eat off your fucking community, impoverish you, beat your ass, lie on you, take